Hello, everybody, and welcome to today's CLE about Medicaid Asset Protection Trusts. My name is Evan Farr. I'm a certified elder law attorney and a member of the NALA Council of Advanced Practitioners, and you can read all about me if you like in the materials that accompany this CLE. Let's get right into the meat of the presentation. It's very important for all estate planning and elder law attorneys to understand why clients want to set up Medicaid asset protection trusts. And the reason is to protect their assets from the expenses of long-term care and to protect themselves and their families from growing broke, because long-term care expenses are catastrophic for most people. 70% of individuals become impoverished within a year of going into a nursing home. That was a study by AARP, I don't know, about 10 years ago. Another big study by Unum Insurance found that 46% of long-term care claimants were under age 65. So this isn't just for elderly clients, although typically the types of trusts we're talking about today are done by people over 65, but they can be done for people younger, especially if they have something like an early onset of dementia. And long-term care insurance is not the answer because only about 10% of Americans have that. The expenses, if you're not familiar with it, and of course this differs depending on where you are in the country, but in my area of the country, which is Northern Virginia, Maryland, and DC, assisted living runs between 7 and 11,000 a month. Nursing homes are 12 to 16,000 a month, and 24-hour in-home care, 20 to 30,000 a month. Of course, that's what most people want, but of course, most people cannot afford that kind of in-home care. The goal of doing a Medicaid asset protection trust, and that's a limiting term because what you're going to find out is the so-called Medicaid asset protection trust we're talking about is for much more than Medicaid. It actually, in fact, the version that I use and license to attorneys around the country is called the Living Trust Plus, which I think is a better name than a Medicaid asset protection trust because it protects your assets from probate plus lawsuit plus Medicaid plus veterans benefits. And we'll talk about all of this. We'll touch on it a little bit. But the goals of these trusts are to help people qualify for benefits, primarily the Medicaid and or this Veterans Aid and Attendance benefit. And the whole goal of doing these trusts is not typically to preserve an inheritance for children. Sometimes that is a goal, but for most of my clients, their children are doing well financially. They don't need to protect assets for their clients. They're doing it to preserve their own dignity and quality of life, meaning that the assets that have been protected in this trust can be used by the spouse or a trusted child or other loved one to make life better for the person on Medicaid in the nursing home, to pay for things like replacing lost or broken eyeglasses or dentures or hearing aids, new clothing, better food, hiring a private sitter to take the person in the nursing home, your client, to the bathroom every couple of hours so they don't wind up sitting in soiled diapers for hours a day, which is sadly what happens to a lot of people in nursing homes. Of course, for married clients, protecting income and assets for the healthy spouse is very important. Protecting the family home, very important. Of course, if there's a healthy spouse, and often when there's a adult child living there that may have come to live with the parents to help take care of the parents. So, and again, sometimes it is about preserving an inheritance.